Welcome to another small deck collections video. Okay, so you've picked up the Rider-Waite Smith, whatever type of imagery that you've actually, or what type of deck you've actually chosen. This is a Smith-Waite borderless edition, but you've chosen any sort of Rider-Waite Smith type deck to start as your tarot deck to work with. Okay, this is the beginning of your collection. Okay, so you thought about wanting to bring in some different energies. Okay, so you're basically doing a Rider-Waite Smith tarot reading. Okay, so you're using this deck for all your questions, all your answers. This is the only deck you have, but you want to bring in some different energies. Here's some ideas and suggestions. Okay, so you want to bring in maybe a oracle deck of some sort, and Kyle Gray has some amazing oracle decks: angels, archangels, keepers of the light. So there's a few of his decks out there that you could bring in energy wise. So I think this is a real great deck, oracle deck to start with. Really simple. It's got a title, it's got some keywords underneath. The book's got a lot more information if you want to work with that sort of energy. So I thought this was a really good way to sort of build your collection if you wanted to sort of bring in those different energies to your readings, and you can combine the decks in any way you want. So your Rider-Waite Smith, you then have this mixed masculine and feminine energies, gods and goddesses, ascended masters, etc. However you want to use this deck, whether you do 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, whatever, you want to do a full reading any way you like. And I think this is a real great way to bring in a different energy to your tarot readings. It's just to start, you've got one tarot deck and you want to bring in another oracle deck. This is one way to do that. Okay, now I know lots of people also choose a goddess deck. For some reason they want to bring in sort of that goddess energy into a reading. And so I think any sort of goddess decks are great. There are some amazing decks out there. This is Colette Baron Reed's Goddess Power deck. I think it's beautiful imagery, great keywords to the deck. So this is, I think, another great way you could bring in a goddess deck, particularly a goddess energy. Now, what I think is also really good as an alternative is, now Stacey DeMarco also has a goddess deck, and you could use in conjunction with that the gods and titans. So you're bringing in both the goddess deck and the feminine and the masculine energy. Remember, this is just the energy within oneself. We have both the masculine and feminine energies within all of us, or however you want to describe it. Oh, sorry, I nearly thought I'd lost all the cards then, the boxes then. So I think this would be another great way to sort of bring in a different energy into your reading, is by looking at those gods, goddesses, feminine, masculine energy, or the ascended mark. You know, you've got or a mixed deck of those energies. I think this is a great way to sort of build up your selection of cards. I reckon that'd be a really great way to do that. Let me just sort of make some space here. Now, I think building on that would be a love oracle. So you've got these lovely energies coming through from your tarot reading. You know, you've done a Rider-Waite-Smith type deck, and you've got this lovely energy coming through. And you might finish it off with a love oracle. This is really simple, really clear. It just has a lovely little message on it. Like this one says, friendliness, you're able to recognize traits in common with others, and with another in order to forge love-based connections. This one here says priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. Harmony. You're able to find a loving, balanced connection with everything. So this to me would be a great little collection within your decks. Choosing the Rider-Waite-Smith type imagery, and then you can either choose a deck like this with the love oracle, or you have both the goddess energy and the masculine energy, okay, with the love oracle. I reckon that would make such a great little combination with it. What a great, you've got both the so you've got basic Rider-Waite-Smith readings. So let's have a look at this in a spread. I really want to try this. I hadn't really sort of thought too much about it until now, until I sort of was putting the video together. So let's have a look and see. Let's do a little 3-card spread here. We're just going to do a little 3-card spread. We're not doing too much. We don't want to get too complicated here. So we're going to do a 3-card spread. Let's just choose 3 cards. I've got no idea what they are. So let's just, we're not going to turn them over just yet. So we're going to do the 3 cards. Okay, and then we're going to bring in the Goddess Power Oracle. So let's choose 1 card from here. This will be interesting to see what comes out. I love doing these where you just sort of randomly choose, you know, having a look at your collection, pull out a few of the different decks to make a small collection out of the larger one, basically. So we've got the Rider-Waite-Smith type energy, we've got the goddess energy here, we've got the masculine or the god energy here. So let's choose 1 card. Okay, so then we're going to choose a love card. So any sort of love oracle will do. It doesn't really matter which one. This was just 1 here. Okay, so I already know what that card's about. But let's see, what is the reading? So card number 1, oh, heartbreak. Feels like we're dealing with a lot of heartbreak. It feels like maybe we've been dealing with some betrayal and things are really, you know, and whether that's with a romantic relationship or a work relationship, you know, it could be any sort of relationship that sort of you maybe opened your heart to in some way. It could be a friendship where you opened your heart and you feel like you've been betrayed by that person in some way. So you're feeling very heartbroken by what's going on. Card number 2 could be in relation to family. Okay, it could be a family orientated card. It could be from a sibling, a parent, somebody who you feel has really betrayed you in a familial way. Ooh, there's an attachment to the past that you're needing to break away from. Something, oh, what an interesting reading when you look at that. So this could be a family situation that's kept you chained to it. It could be a parent or another sibling or a child, somebody else in your life that you have, or it could even be a cousin or an aunt or an uncle or grandparent. It could be anybody like that that you considered family in some way, and they have caused you some heartbreak and it has kept you chained to the past, so you're needing to break away from them. Could be really important for you to break away from that energy. So let's have a look and see what the goddess is. We have illusion with Maya, M-A-Y-A, and Maya does speak of sense of looking beyond the illusion, look beyond the surface. Maybe you need to look beyond that and see what's going on. Maybe there's a bigger part of the story that we're not quite seeing here. So let's look at the god energy, and we've got Zeus, which talks about leadership. So this to me tells me about you taking, maybe you need to take control of the situation. Maybe it's up to you to actually make the difference, break the chains, so to speak. That's a really interesting card here. So the last card we have here is harmony. Yes, you're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. So, sorry, that incense gets to my throat a little bit. So maybe it's about you in you taking that first step and looking beyond the surface at the situation. You know, what's the cause of it? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and say, what's going on? How can I create the harmony that I need in this relationship? Wow, what an interesting combination of cards. They work so well together in this way. I think the energy speaks volume. But you could do this with any deck, with any Rider-Waite-Smith type energy, type deck, with any sort of goddess energy, god energy, so that masculine, feminine energy, and then having that sense of love oracle. So let's have another look. If we're doing it this way, let's look at what the decks are like if we use Kyle Gray's deck instead. So we don't have separate decks. We don't have a goddess deck. We don't have a god deck. We don't have anything like that. We just have a deck that is mixed energy, so is both masculine, feminine energies. Okay, so let's have a look at how these decks work together. So any sort of angel, archangel deck, any deck that has that sort of energy with it. Let's have a look and see what messages. Whoa, that just flew out. So let's have a look. We've got the Hermit, which is about isolation, about being in solitude, meditation, reflection. Okay, so feels like things are happening around us that are very intense, very chaotic, or very swift moving. It's like we're trying to find, or even maybe we're trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel. So things are happening quite quickly around us, and we're needing to find a sense of clarity within the situation. So let's have a look and see what energies come up when we're thinking about this. So we're looking at a deck with the Rider-Waite-Smith type energy. This is Smith-Waite, of course, the borderless version. And we're looking at Kyle Gray's Keeper of the Lights, but it can be with any sort of deck. And we have Isis, which talks about manifesting your dreams and goals and visions, and becoming becoming reality, should I say, and staying focused. So it feels like this energy is going to, so I think that goes really well with the Hermit card. Really interesting. So let's have a look at this. Whoop! Card just flew out. Oh. Okay, and the next card we have here is Bridget with Inner Strength. Using our inner strength as we move forward quite quickly with the whole situation. And prayer and contemplation has come out as well with Charity, talking about connecting and being reflective. So I think that works really, really well energy wise with that when we're looking at this sort of energy. So isn't that interesting? So we've got the Hermit, we've got Eight of Wands with the Ace of Swords, we've got Isis with Magic Manifesting, we've got Bridget with Inner Strength, and we've got Charity with Prayer and Contemplation. So doesn't that work really, really well together? So let's see what love message we have with this. What message of love do we need at this moment? Okay, with this we have priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. So this tells me that we're talking about, you know, trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel. Things are happening, moving quite quickly for us. So we need to have a sense of clarity within the whole situation. So to manifest what we actually want to achieve with that light at the end of the tunnel, right? We need to have a sense of inner strength coming from within us. And we need to come through with a sense of prayer and contemplation. So quiet, silence time, being in isolation seems a really important part of this journey, so that we can sort out what our priorities are, what's important, what's going to take in regards to this whole sense of being able to achieve, you know, our goals towards the light at the end of the tunnel. What's going to allow us to be able to move through this process quickly? What's really important so that we have clarity in the situation, that we can manifest what we want, that we have the inner strength, we have that sense of being able to sit in silence and reflect on what's important. So I love this combination in the cards. So choosing one tarot deck, choosing an oracle deck, and choosing one other type of love oracle, the power of love, some sort of affirmation deck, some sort of something that you can, just something with a keyword on it that allows us to reflect and contemplate, is the way to go. I think if you just want to build a really small selection of decks, a tarot, a couple of oracles is all you need in whatever way works for you. It's just giving you a couple of combinations that, you know, balancing out the masculine and feminine energies, so to speak, the essence of it, as we have all of those within us. We have both of those within us, I say, and it's just about having that, the energy within us, and how we can use that in a reading with a Rider-Waite Smith type deck, whatever that is for you. Choosing one. You don't have to have them all. You don't have to have a huge collection. This is just a way that you could use these decks in different ways to create some answers for you in some way, and however you choose to work with them. So I just thought this was just a really nice, simple little video in building up your tarot deck collections and what suits you. You know, this is just some suggestions, some ideas to just keep your collection really small, being able to do readings in many different ways, by using just a really tiny, small collection. And that could be a really great way to really dive deep into your decks and really get to know the way that they work. And they could be used in many different ways, but this is just one way I thought was a good way to sort of start. So that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.